pestered him. He threatened to commit suicide. He said he should do it fast, and he went ahead and did it.
If you go to Obasanjo Presidential Library, you will see his result when he was in primary school, when he was in secondary school. Whether he does it well or not. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and other apps, he failed how many times? Elon Musk failed how many times? And that is the intelligent ones will tell you. I told my daughter recently, she's studying law, she's 300 level, and she was telling me that myself and the brother, they are the one that took away her self-esteem. I tell you, somebody took your self-esteem away. The person they took self-esteem will not look at the mother and talk like that. Madam, calm down.
Instilling family values is the responsibility of a father and a mother. Welcome to the Happy Family Podcast. I am Tokumbo Oluede and I'm fondly called Uncle Tokes. And in this family, we always have a wonderful time. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, comment, and also click on our notification bell so that you can be notified anytime we have newer content. Of course, we have our family members here, but before we get, to introduce them and also our special guest, we will be going on a very short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still the Happy Family Podcast, and we are happy people.
Happy family!
Yes, and we'll be meeting with our family members, and later on we get to meet with our special guest. Of course, there is a whole lot to be talked about, and of course, we'll get to know what the topic is in a bit. Yeah, let's start with the head of the family, who is directly on my right-hand side. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in the midst of my people. Times are changing. What life was when we were kids is not what it is today. The way you handle things maybe 40 years ago, it's not how you will handle things today. And in the light of this, it cuts across every aspect of our society. The school, the raising of our children, the home, and so on and so forth. So today we are going to be looking at something along those lines, So I'm happy to be here. Stay tuned.
Emperor. Yes,
Thank you. All right, it's a happy girl here once again. It's Cynthia. This family is here ready and all gingered up to give it to you once again. So please relax and sit back, and you will get the value. It will be worth it, I promise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's your girl here, Sarah. All right, we're here again, to talk about issues that concerns our society, Nigeria as a whole, the nation as a whole, the world at large. It's a new day, a new beginning. We're going to give you something fresh from the oven baked. So just sit back and relax. Don't go nowhere.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say again. They already said everything. So I'll just say my name and let's continue the show. My name is Olabisi. At first I thought you said your name is Isoke. So I now listen very well. I heard Cleo. Okay. So I don't have anything to say. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Olabisi. So just sit back and enjoy the show.
Thanks, family members. How have you guys been?
You are fine. I am fine. Let me speak for myself. I know she's fine.
But you're meant to be your sister's keeper
let her
now.
Speak, oh. In case she
But
needs,
they all look fine.
Wait, oh. In case she needs something, and I've gone ahead to go and say she's fine. Maybe she's trying to say that somebody should credit her accounts. And I've spoken for her. So please,
I
oh.
think that I should be in the same
I'm not alone here.
I should be in the same floor.
You should be. No, you shouldn't be.
I should be in the
It's either you are on that floor or you are not on that floor.
I'm there.
I'm fine, but I want to still be fine.
Yeah,
I've
You've not
Stop
watched.
shaking
Olabisi, you
your
are
Yes,
head.
there.
Olabisi,
You
I'm
are there.
there.
You are there.
I want to be fine,
There was something you wanted to say afterwards,
Yeah,
like
I should.
There should be
You
some
know, I've just been seeing
vibrations.
debit alert.
There
I'm
should be
not
some
seeing
vibrations.
credit.
Right?
Yes,
No,
let
you
there be
mean
an
you mean
alarm.
YouTube notification alert?
Yes, I'm talking about bank alert. Alert.
Okay.
I'm just seeing debit. Let me see credit.
Well.
don't worry, it's on the way.
Okay, it's on.
This is the Happy Family Podcast. We are always happy here.
Yes.
So as you are leaving, you to just enter and your happiness will just just vibe.
Should I drop my account number?
Don't worry,
No.
we have it. We have it in the family database. We have it in the family database. So no shaking.
No problem. I'll not leave the studio without hearing the alert.
Okay, thank you so much. Of course, we still have our special guest here. She'll just be wondering, this family is a serious family matter and all that. Yes, we have an amazing personality in our midst. Yes, we still have our special guest in the house. And of course, she's a friend of the family, and we can also say she's a member of the family. We've had her a couple of times, in our previous episodes, and here she is again, and she goes by the name of Pastor Mrs. Esther Ekwueme. She is a family educator, and she's right here ready to do the Lord's work. Please make welcome Pastor Mrs. Esther Ekwueme. It's so good to have you in the house with us.
Thank you.
I mean, it's been a swell time.
I want to sing the song. Anytime I want to sing Ekwueme.
Do you know what it means?
I think authority or something. No.
I think it's talk and do. Someone who speaks and gets it done.
And it comes to pass, right?
Yes. All right. Yeah. So welcome again on this great and happy family podcast.
Thank you for having me here again.
Yes. What do you have to tell us? Let's see. Okay.
I like the smile.
Oh, really?
Beautiful smile. Yeah.
Yeah. Captivating one.
Thank you very much.
All right. You will be going straight to, the deal for the day. And the topic before us says parenting in the digital age. Parenting in the digital age. Of course, this is a very, very sensitive topic. And of course, our emperor gave us a sneak peek into, what we'll be expecting today. I remember before we went live, he was talking about, or asking how many of us were sent to buy, newspapers for our folks. And here we are. The world has so changed that everything we do can be done on our phones, tablets, so on and so forth. So let's just talk about it. Parenting. What's parenting in this digital age like? Yes. Family members. Yes.
How has it changed?
And how has it changed?
Is it
Yeah.
the same? Are there things from the past that are still relevant now? Or everything that we have always known, we have to unlearn them and we learn the new ways, of parenting, So I don't know. Maybe we all have opinions about this before we go to our guests.
Okay, parenting in this digital age, I would say it has put some parents on edge. Okay, so it has made some of them to step out of their comfort zone, because as a parent back then, it is not a system you are accustomed to for some people. Okay, now you find out that for you to send a child to school, some schools will demand some gadgets. And even if they don't demand for the gadgets in school, they demand you have them at home. Those days, people could survive. They just go to school and come back, learn, come back, whatever you need might be within the textbook, or you go to the library to get it. But these days, you find out that even the textbook, we have e-textbooks now. E-textbooks.
Oh, really?
Yes. Some schools are going for e-textbooks.
Oh, is that okay?
Yes.
PDF. Okay, all
PDF.
right.
They are going for it. And this puts the parents the spot that they need to provide these screen gadgets for these children. So that brings us to screen time and its management. It's not really easy for parents. Parents have to work. It's demanding their time, because they also want to supervise what these children are doing with the gadgets. So I think parenting is taking a lot. It's related. There are downsides. It has advantages and disadvantages.
Advantages.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, can we hear more from the family?
Okay. Parenting, digital, is a two different thing. You know, when you bring the parent to, um, we're talking about parenting and digital in a sense. So what I understand is that okay, like she said, it's not like in our days where our parents, we go to school, our parents send us to school and all that. My school, they didn't have computer. My parents, they didn't even know how to operate computer. Do you understand? But yes, that you have to push and then all that. Now, come down to this 21st century where computer phones are everywhere, everything is online and all that. You get to see some parents, some of our old school parents and all that. They are trying to kind of like learn because their children are going to school that digital is involved. They come home and most of them they don't really know how to do these things themselves. Most of these children don't know how to operate these computers and all that and phone and all that. And they come home, they have homework, like she said. They have to go online. They say, okay, go online and search for this, search for this. Most parents don't know how to even search. Most of our whole school parents don't know how to do that. But this, they have to go out their way to learn, to help these children. Now, she talked about, reducing the screen time and all that. It also involved you looking at the children, making sure that what you've given them does not harm them, does not reduce, the family time and all that. So parenting in this is very, very, should I say, most of the times is difficult and it's not. It's
Okay.
not difficult because most of these things can take children away from us. You give a child a phone because the child is in school and needs that phone to do this homework and all that and project and everything. And that phone can actually take your child away from you. The communication time between you and the child. And the child will like, Mommy, I'm doing my homework. Whereas it might not be doing his or her homework.
Do
They are
something
busy doing
different.
maybe TikTok, YouTube. They are just doing something else. And the mother will, oh, okay, you're doing your homework, fine, without checking what the child is doing. Do you
All
understand?
right.
So
Thank you very
parenting
much.
basically, I feel is just parenting in digital age now. I feel is just a way of raising children in a world filled with gadgets all around, filled with smartphones, computer, which is not in existence. Oh, let's say it's in existence, but it has not been like this. So raising children in this digital age is just about raising them in a world filled with different kind of technology improvements, and it comes with its own opportunities and also it comes with its challenges. So I wouldn't want to delve too much because I'm not an expert in that. So I would like for us to hear from our guests.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Of course, they call the children of today digital natives. They were born into the digital world. We are trying to customize ourselves to the digital world, but they were born in. So that's why you see a child. It's so easy for a child to pick up a device, and the child is able to navigate, almost every area of the device that you are still struggling, with and everything. So of course, we'd love to hear from our special guest. Yes, what are your views on parenting in the digital age? The pros and the cons.
And the difference.
And the difference, okay, from I mean the
What it used
difference,
to be.
what it used to be and what it is right now. Of course, yes, you are coming from that generation of what it used to be, and now you have children who are experiencing what it is right now. Yes, we'd love to hear from you,
By
ma'am.
the grace of God, thank you very much, Mr. Uncle Talks.
Yes, boss.
And the Honorable the Emperor. Thank you for your input. Thank you for putting this together and the family members. I want to start with a statement made by Emperor. Um, Someone said that 21st century illiterate will not be those people who cannot learning. Those, it will not be those people who do not go to school, but people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So all about digital parenting is for you to learn, unlearn those things you've learned before, and relearn what it is today. Like Emperor had said, the difference between olden days parenting and digital parenting. I want to you were saying that um, they are native of digital age. Yes, we say analog parenting and digital citizen. You can't give what you don't have. So if you are not upgrading yourself, if you are not skilled about the new principles of parenting, you will find it difficult. You will just be struggling with your parenting skills, either within the church community or wherever you find yourself. Whether we believe it or not, if digital age, digital um, life has come to stay. So it is better you upgrade yourself, you begin to learn, unlearn, and relearn, so that these children will not sell you out there, and they will be using terms because they are born into this digital world. We now have a global village. In those days when we were growing up, we only have our parents and our handlers to interact with. But these our children can interact with strangers now. So that is why we need to upgrade ourselves and know the values of the strangers they are interacting with online. And there's no way you can dissociate your children from this digital world because it's part of what God has prepared them for. And that is why you see, when sometimes you put password on your phone, your child will pick it and anyhow, yes, anyhow, remove the password and have access to your content. So if you are a parent who have pornography, who have immoral acts, worldly songs on your phone, and you are asking your children where they learn all those things, you don't know the value of the musician is part of what your children will learn. And so it is now for us to up our games as parents, to get new principles, new skills of parenting, so that we'll be able to deal with these children. I read it in the news then that a particular school, a flying school, took the students out for excursion out of Nigeria. They were having issues over there, immoral act, came back, the woman went viral, and she was saying to her daughter that it was a lie, or they didn't do it, until they brought out the name the child bear on the internet. So if she's looking for the name, she named the child, she will never see it until they brought it out. And that is what our teenagers do. And for you to, Yoruba people will say that ẹran ìwòyí ló lè mọ kíní kan ìwòyí ṣe, ajá ìwòyí ló mọ. Oh yeah, let me say it very well.
Ajá ìwòyí ló mọ ẹran ìwòyí or something like that.
Something like that. That what the meaning is that it is the people who are conversant with this age, the requirement of the age, the modern trends that can nurture the children in that trend. So whether we believe it or not, it has come to stay. It is a global
parents
village.
need to up their game.
Yes, up their game to be able
That
to
is
deal
key.
with these children.
So for people who don't even have on any digital knowledge, they have to delve in. They have to go into it.
So I will say that they should get the basic, and two, the funniest part of it, the pros and cons. One of the benefits is that they have a lot to teach us.
The children now,
The children.
teenagers
So
and the like.
if you cannot stoop low, yes, be humble. They will sell you and still correct the currency.
Mama, it's true. Let me add something to what you are saying. Okay, it happened in a class one certain time that children were using one word normally used online on Facebook, and this word is very immoral. So they were using it to make joke in the class, and a teacher was right there. She did not know. The moment I stepped in, I heard the word. I said, "Repeat it again." He said it. He said it confidently, thinking that, oh, me, I'm yes, old school mama that I will not know. I laughed. I wrote it out on the board. I said, "Repeat it again." He started doubting that, oh, he got to the realization that it's possible that I know what this is all about. As I say, Mano is just a slang from my village. It's a slang from my village. My village people, they used to say like this and say, like, I said, you cannot, wait, you can't maneuver me now. I know what you know. I asked the other class members, so you people know the magnitude of this word and you are using it in the class right in the presence of a teacher. So this is to the extent that these children, they're already there.
So
And yes.
thank you very much. In addition to what you have said, I said that it's a global village. There's this common say that it takes a whole village
to raise a child.
But these days now, you want to just face your children, knowing, forgetting that you are nurturing them in an environment where we have peer group influence, where we have school teachers. Some of them are traumatized when they were growing up, where you have church members who have been to other community where they've been devalued. So if you say you are only focusing on your children, you are not considering other children in your immediate community, you are deceiving yourself. That is one. Now, the online world, the way we nurture our children, the way you deal with a toddler, not the same way you deal with age 6 to 8, not the same way you deal with preteens. The preteens, we call them pseudo-teenagers. Pseudo-teenagers mean that false teenagers, because they believe that they are teenagers already. Now, teenagers is another experience entirely. Even in those days when we were growing up, our parents were still having issues with us because of the hormonal changes in the body, either male or female children. Now that they now have the church teacher online teaching them, they will not talk to you. A 10-year-old boy came, was reported to me that a friend of his told him that he will rape a girl one day, his classmate, that the girl is beautiful. And if you see the girl truly, the girl is beautiful and multi-talented. So the case, somebody will always say that you're the only one that can do counseling. All of us did it when we were in school and all that. So I leave them. I face my own. So this case was transferred to me, referred to me. So I call on the boy, and the boy, he has this maladaptive behavior. So I chase him out. You are the one again. Sit down. Now let's talk. And you see this confidence in him. So I asked him, I said, why did you report the issue? He said because he knew that boy needs help, because it has happened to a friend of his before, and until help was sourced for him. So I said, on this basis now, I want us to become friends. Talking. I could see that it was raised in an environment where criminal rate is very high. So the following day he came back to me and I said, Auntie, I want to tell you something. I said, okay, tell me. He said, there was a time he Googled and asked Google to tell him how he can toast and win a girl. 10-year-old boy. I said, okay, what was the response you got? He said, he told him that he should be a friend, he should ask her out, get little thing for her, and this and this and that. So there. I could feel that, this boy is already. I now asked him, why are you telling me? He said, because he said we should have a deal. So this is part of our deal.
Wow.
So I was just mentoring him. So what I'm trying to say is that things they don't ask you physically. When we were growing up, we don't have the third teacher.
Yes.
So for teachers, for parents, for handlers, we just need to up our game. Now, if you are not talking of those things, the children will be doing their homework, something will just pop up, and out of curiosity, they want to see, is this how daddy's thing look like? Is this how mom, is this how I came to the world? Can I just give this a trial? Can I, you can see 8-year-old children saying that they were having, what is it called? For themselves. Crush. Yes, and it's no longer new.
It's not new,
So
they
if
know
you don't,
it.
it's not, and when they see themselves, the feeling, the demonstration, and all that, where are their teachers? When all these are happening, are they sleeping spiritually? Do they close their physical eyes? You can see teachers now. Many of them have gotten a lot of privileges through status, through my social media handles. And someone said something the other time that how do we manage the whole situation? You can't be as professional as they are. All you need to do is just have them around. One day my son said, he's over 21. He's 21 plus. He said he just observed that Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye has a lot of young individuals of different ages around her. And that is why you see that they are still relevant. See the kind of media they invest in when it comes to programs now. So who is your own father? Who is your mother? Who is your role model? So we just need to teach them about online safety, online etiquette, how to answer questions. You know, they are saying that ma'am, M-A apostrophe A-M, madam, oh. My daughter used it for me recently. And I said, are you sleeping? Ma'am? She said, yes. I said, who taught you is your teacher? Go back, I'm your mommy. So if I'm not conversant with that, a lot of things happening. Do you know that they are making a lot of money? Many of them that we are talking about, you see them sitting down for money tonight, they are doing freelancers. All we need to do is to have a curriculum, get relevant with the curriculum, and put them through. Now, there's a young lady now called Zuri Oduwole. She's an American Nigerian citizen. You know, Nigerian born Oduwole, born in America. When she was 9 years, the father, she became, she became a public speaker. Let me say that she started growing her speaking career. So my son was to anchor a talk show about 5-6 years. So I was looking for someone who has done it. You know, he was being afraid and also I needed to guide him. So I came across Zuri Oduwole, and she has been a point of reference to me because I'm a professional counselor. I speak to teenagers coach. So this lady, as at the time she was 14 years, she had already interviewed almost all the presidents of the world. So I wanted to know more. Then when she came out of high school, she was just appreciating the father. The father had to leave his career at the age of maybe 8 years or 7, Zuri Oduwole. So the father had to leave his career and started following him around wherever he goes. So he has, instead of hiring a mentor for her. So at 17, 18, he now dedicated a platform to celebrate the father. She should be about 22 or 23 years now. But she has already gone, and she has an NGO speaking to girls, Africans, and all that. That is what it is. So you should know the curriculum. Sacrifice. So you should know the curriculum. When your child is 9 to 12, how do they behave? How do they speak? Instead of you to shut them up and you shut them up for life, and they are going through what is it called? Domestic violence. They cannot talk to anybody. They want to die in that marriage. When they become teenagers at the age of 13, 15, 17, 19, you don't still talk to them. I told my daughter recently, she's studying law, she's 300 level, and she was telling me that myself and the brother, we are the one that took away her self-esteem. I said, somebody took your self-esteem away. The person they took self-esteem will not look at the mother and talk like that. Madam, calm down. Calm down. And I told her, I said, because you are 19, you want to show me that you are no longer a teenager. Let me tell you, psychologically, until a child becomes 24, 25 before the brain is fully developed. So if you are still under my roof, I'm still your mother. I will guide you. And many of us, because of this digital age, we leave our children unattended to. We should be able to tell them about the difference between instruction and agreements. Your child will wake up in the morning and do house chore before eating. That one is an instruction. It is non-negotiable. But some of us, we are idolizing our children. And they believe that is how it is. And the third teacher too is telling them. I read that a little boy in the United States of America committed suicide recently. Why did he commit suicide? AI, robotic. He was busy. And he will go to school, come back, he will not want to eat. He wants to stay indoor. He was just busy. And that one was instructing him. One day, that AI told him to kill himself, and he killed himself. Wow. Where were the parents? When he would stay indoor from morning till night, where are the adults around him? And nobody in the school, not where we have psychologists, where we have professionals and all that.
I remember years back, growing up as a child, we had, what do you call them, board games that we used to play. But right now, it's hard to see a parent and children gather to play.
That is it, the family values. So we have to, yes, my father will always come back. We always look forward to him coming back from work to come and tell us stories. And many of us, we are too busy. You are at home. That's what we are talking about, quality time, quality time with our children and quantity time. You are there, you are on gadget. You are addicted to phone, and you are telling your children about screen time.
And that's what I was going to say.
The father is busy, the mother is busy, and the child has tablets too.
Are you listening? Are you listening?
That's what I was going to say.
Tell the child, you see them telling the children, go and read your book. Why are you with phone?
So every
you've been with phone for the past 2 hours.
No, I was in a church. Sorry, sir. I was in a church.
You can't even leave the phone to read.
I was in a church one day during Sunday school. A woman sat with me. A minister, a worker in the church. She gave gadgets. And this thing, you know all this cocoa melon and all that. I don't want to speak against any program now. This child was watching, and it was so loud that it was interfering. I couldn't listen. I couldn't hear what the Sunday school teacher was saying. I said, please, madam, please, can you reduce the volume? The way she looked at me from head to toe.
Woke parents.
They
are called
the church.
woke parents.
And they said that they believe that this is what they can use to get their child busy, so that they will not. See, if they get too busy, if you get them busy now, in their old age, when you did not teach them how to have screen time, they will be busy when you need them.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that. You know, looking at what you said about parents upping their games, you know, and then Cynthia said, what about parents, that are not so educated, they are not, and this and that. But you said now, you just mentioned that parents are busy with their phones. So I made to disagree that, it's easy to say that I did not have the exposure, I didn't know more. But the same parents are on Facebook. They are on the social media following gossips, following celebrities and bloggers and all of that. Just the way a child chooses to use AI for something harmful. And AI could be used to support your job, to support your education and all that. Parents can also use this social media and other platforms to step up their games, to up their game. They can use it to learn. Yes. You said something very profound about they now have the third. You said they have the third parent, third teacher. Yes, the third teacher. It doesn't take too much before your child is watching Nickelodeon, is watching some other programs on their phones and all of that, and it's like, oh, somebody just met his dad, and he said, oh, yo, man, and they did high five, and you are coming home, you want your child to prostrate to greet you the traditional way, and just thinking that my dad is just too local.